Kia ora, I'm Mark Casson and you're watching AFF TV. So I'm here with AFF CEO Steven Upfold, and Steven, the season's just around the corner, it's about to start. Obviously NFL started last weekend, good results for some teams, not good results for others. So firstly, tell us what's in the space for the AFF, our space for AFF competitions.
Yeah, so it's been a busy time since the end of the 2018 season. It comes around really fast. It feels like it was just last week that we were closing down the 2018 season, and here we are for 2019. There's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes to get the whole junior, youth football and senior football up and running in the way that it needs to. The logistical effort that goes on at club level and at Federation office to get almost 1,000 teams out on the park and their requisite divisions and facilities. There's a lot of work that goes on, firstly from our competitions team and all of the people at club, whether it be club administrator, club volunteer, grade coordinator, coaches. So if you think about the logistical exercise, and most of that done by volunteer base, we're in the lucky position to put the finishing touches on what is most of the work done by our incredible volunteers that underpin football.
Yeah, and obviously there's a new thing that we're actually introducing to them. They're probably wondering what this is exactly. So can you just explain to us and to them at home what AFF TV actually is?
Yeah, so the purpose behind AFF TV is for the grassroots game, you see a lot of content that's really pitched at talent in play. So in RFL and our space and National League, and there's a lot of content out there for people to digest around talent and high profile leagues, but not so much for the grassroots. But obviously in football, grassroots is what underpins the game here. So we felt there was a hole there, and obviously we'd like to get to a space where we're utilising video more in terms of showcasing what's good about football and what's going on. So we're going to use AFF TV as a showcase for all of that, and that will include opportunities to highlight best practice things that are happening in clubs, use it as an education tool around some of the programs that New Zealand football operate that we help deliver in partnership with clubs, and talk around what's happening in competitions, so things that impact the end users of football that I think from our perspective for a long time now have been underrepresented in the content we produce. And obviously we thank our partner Phototech Limited and Shane Wenslick for providing us with the capability to get this product off the ground.
So Steven, there's a few changes in the competition space at AFF this year. Do you just want to talk us through what they are?
Yeah, so since the back end of 2018, we've been in discussions with Northern Football about how better to deliver the game for our stakeholders out there. And that includes obviously aligning with their processes, but also with their team. So we've brought in a combined effort in competitions this year, and part of the reason for that is there's a lot of duplication going on across both sides of the bridge, and a lot of competitions are already between teams and clubs from both sides of the bridge anyway. So it made a lot of sense from a number of reasons to bring the team together. So we've now got for the people out there in teams and clubs, Terry Hoban, he leads the talent competitions section of the team. That includes the NRFL teams, the Metro and Premier Girls competitions, and the senior conference competitions. In the youth space, we've got Stephanie Brown, and she operates within the youth and senior community competitions. And then underneath that, a new staff member and new to the community in Auckland, Mark Atkins, a young man who looks after junior competitions now. So we've got a team who are full-time, dedicated to each of the different sections within the competitions pathway, and we feel we're in a good space to deliver the service that our stakeholders need to get a good outcome for the coming season.
If you'd like to view your fixtures, they are available on our website. If you're unsure where to find your fixtures, here is a brief tutorial on how to find them. To view your fixtures, you'll need to head to the Competitions tab located at the top of the page. Once there, a drop-down menu will appear. To look at your fixtures, you'll need to head to the Fixtures and Results tab, which is the first option in the drop-down menu. Once you click that, you'll be taken to the Fixtures and Results landing page. You'll see three different options: junior, youth and senior competitions. For the purpose of this exercise, we'll be heading to the junior competitions landing page. Once there, you'll be taken to the junior competitions landing page, which will showcase 4 different divisions: under 9s, under 10s, under 11s and under 12s. You'll need to select the grade that your child is currently playing in. For the purpose of this exercise, we'll be using the under 12s competition. Once there, you'll be taken to the under 12s competition landing page. you'll see a competitions widget, which will showcase the fixtures for this week. There's a tool in the top right corner of the widget, which will showcase the rounds for this week. To view your fixtures for next week, you'll need to click on the right arrow, which will take you to next week's fixtures. Alternatively, if you want to view previous fixtures, you can use the left arrow. And that's it for the junior competitions. For the other competitions for youth and senior, if you head to the competitions tab located at the top of the page, a drop down menu will appear. You've got junior, youth and senior fixtures. Alternatively, you could click on these, which will showcase other tabs that will open up. This is how you can view your fixtures for other divisions. For the purpose of this exercise, we'll be using the senior competitions. We'll be heading to the Lotto NRFL landing page. Once there, a competitions widget will appear. From here, you can select your division on the Lotto NRFL. This will showcase different divisions. For the purpose of this exercise, we'll be using the Lotto NRFL Women's page. This will showcase the fixtures for that division. We can also look at the results for that round as well. On top of that, we can also view standings. And that's it for the senior competitions. This can be used in the youth competitions as well. And that's it for the tutorial. Over the past 2 weeks, we ran a series of free first aid courses with our partner Vertical Horizons. We headed over to Fencibles United to see what this was all about.
Yeah, so I guess the most important thing is we know whether you're football, just sport across New Zealand really, that there's injuries happening across the pitches every weekend. Some of them being sort of your lower type of injuries, your soft tissue injuries, which is sprains and bruises, and then you've got the winding, and then as we discussed earlier, we know that we've got cardiac issues that are happening around the pitches as well. So the most important thing to me is that these volunteers, parents, coaches can react quickly. Think quickly and provide the care needed to ensure that we can keep the player stable, whether it be training or in game time, and get the ambulance there, get the higher services through as quick as possible. And we've seen it work across New Zealand and specifically Auckland Football Federation.
And that's it for the first edition of AFF TV. Tune in next week where we will be speaking about the club affiliation fees, the New Zealand Football McDonald's Junior resources, and an item on the FIFA Women's World Cup Trophy Tour.